All right, team, let's get productive together, okay? Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video, I want to talk to you about how to increase team productivity. That's right, how to increase team productivity. Now, it's no surprise that when you're in business for any amount of time, in entrepreneurship, in this game that we call business, right, you really know the fact that no man is an island, or woman for that matter. No one is an island. It always takes a team to make the dream, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what they say. And that much we know is true, all right? Even if it's just a small team consisting of you and one or two people, even if they're just an administrative space or perhaps maybe a sales function, the reality is it does take a team to make this thing happen, okay? Very few people, I'm not saying it's impossible, but very few make it happen on their own. At some point in time in the game of business, you do have to scale, you do have to automate, you do have to delegate, right? Sometimes you even have to outsource. So in light of that, no matter what that situation looks like for you, just know that when you build a team, you definitely have to take care of that team to where that team can take care of you too. Does that make sense? And that's what this video is all about. So I'm just going to give you 3 quick and dirty, but super powerful and effective ways for you to increase team productivity, because when the team is productive, your business is productive. And when your business is producing, guess what? You're getting paid, everyone's getting paid, everyone's happy. So let's jump right in, shall we? Number 1, invest in your team members. Invest in your team members, okay? I know this kind of sounds a little bit weird considering that most of the time when you have a team, you're already paying them, right? You're paying them a flat fee, you're paying them per project, you're paying them piecework, you're paying them commission. Whatever your pay structure is, investing into them personally is really what's going to take this thing from 0 to hero. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's that extra that you're willing to invest. And when I say invest, yeah, I'm talking about paying some money extra into what they're doing as ways of, rewarding them and seeing them excel. But I'm also talking about investing time and really taking the time to invest in them, however that looks. Sometimes they need coaching, sometimes they need additional resources, and many of the times those additional resources, they come with a price tag. Are you willing to pay for that, right? Little things like that can go a long way. One thing that I like to do in terms of investing in my team is not only to buy things that they need every once in a while and pay for it, even if they're just small things here or there, but I also like to really spend time incentivizing them to do things. One way to illustrate that, for instance, is when we get into the end of the year, things like Christmas, I like to pay out bonuses, I like to pay out incentives, right? And sometimes I'll just latch it under the umbrella of Christmas gifts, right? And holiday gifts and things like that. Those are great ways to invest in your team too, is just to let them know that they've done a good job, and sometimes without even attaching it to their criteria or to their work, or maybe not attaching it to their job description. If someone's done well and you've done well, break them off a piece. It'll go a long way. Invest in your team. Number 2, engage in open communication. Engage in open communication. Now, this is one of those things that is kind of a lost and dying art, in my opinion, in most organizations today. We're at a place right now where communication is simplified for the larger team because of so many things that are available technology-wise, right? We have Slack, we have Skype, we have all these platforms that allow everyone to kind of communicate on an open forum. The issue with that is that sometimes it does not necessarily engage open communication between you and a particular individual. A lot of the times this can still come off as an employer or as a team leader just spouting off their orders and hoping that everyone catches it, right? As opposed to you taking the time to one-on-one communicate with someone, see how they're doing, see how their performance is going, see if they need anything from you, see if they're clear on the direction of your company, see if they're clear on any assistance on some of the projects that you're giving them, see if they're aware of deadlines. Do you see what I'm saying? As opposed to you sending out a blast text or a blast message that says, hey everyone, do your thing, clean up your calendar, make sure that we're all good for this project or this initiative coming up. Take the time to foster open communication one-on-one with your team. And open communication means two-way. This can never be a thing where you are just spouting off orders and checking in with someone. You want them to give you feedback too. You want them to ask you questions. You want them to almost challenge some of the things that you're saying, not in a disrespectful way, not in a way that causes you to wonder if you're on the right path, but when someone is asking questions, they're trying to achieve clarity. And you and I as leaders should never be in a position where we're trying to stop that. The clearer that everyone is, then the closer everyone will get to being to where they're supposed to be. I firmly believe that. So encourage open communication. Number 3, and finally, care is crucial, okay? Care is crucial. I think you can kind of see the theme here. I talked about open communication, I talk about paying people a little bit extra from time to time, but ultimately your people need to know that you care about them. And there's only one way to do that, and that is just to simply and genuinely show that you care. And there's a different modalities wherein you can show that, but really your people need to know that they can come to you with stuff, all right? I have told my people, even those who are across the world, we'll figure something else out if something can't happen for them. So for instance, one of my guys has made it clear about his health every once in a while, things about having to take time off because he's not feeling well. And I would never tell him, we've got a deadline in place and that supersedes things. Thankfully, he understands the nature of our business, and a lot of my team members do in this case. So when I say we've got a deadline, they understand it. And I try to give them long enough time in advance to where if something comes up, they can handle it and it doesn't hurt the project that much. Does that make sense? But even in so doing, you want to make sure that you check in on them from time to time. It can never be one of those things where, hey, someone called in sick and then you can just kind of left it at that, right? If a person's not feeling well, in my case, especially like during the pandemic, there was a lot of messaging going back and forth between me and my team about, okay, are you guys good? Are you fine? And a lot of this, it would include us being in different parts of the world. I've got team members in different countries doing different things in different time zones, and I made it a point to check in and just say, hey, how things are going. I don't care what the international fees are. I don't care about how long it might take. Do you have toilet paper, right? Again, during the time of the pandemic, just little things like that. How are you guys doing? How is your health? How is the family? I know you had a birthday recently. I saw it. Did you celebrate? Did you have time? Things like that. You want to show people that you care. All right, this is an age-old adage, and yet it is not adhered to. And it's amazing that people don't do it, because it's even more amazing what can happen when you show that you care. People say that they don't care what you know until they know how much you care, and I got to tell you that is absolutely truthful. Check in with your people. Make sure they're okay. Offer them time, offer them resources, offer them your time, point them in the right direction of other professionals or other people who you think can help them if they need it, right? And a lot of the time it is to just check in on their mental state, their physical state, their well-being, and that goes a long way to show that their leader cares. And I tell you what, if that's you and you've made that clear to someone, these are people who will literally die for you, right? Go ahead and take that out. Don't take that out of context. I'm just simply saying these people will go to war for you every single day. They'll go to bat for you. They'll work hard for you. They'll check in with you. Some of the people that I've worked with in the past and have been able to associate with and work with and collaborate with and become team members with, these are people that I have ongoing relationships with even years later. And it's amazing that we can still have that. Even if we don't have ongoing projects together, I can reach out to former team members and see how they're doing, and come together and collaborate on projects and start new projects that are exciting because they turn into money-making opportunities very, very quickly. This is what you want to achieve. This is what happens when you increase productivity and engagement amongst your team members. Show them that you care, and I promise you, you will never long to build a solid team ever again. There you have it, my friends. Listen, I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know which one of these spoke to you, or maybe one of these things that you're neglecting, right? What is one of these things that you haven't done in building your team and making sure that your team is solid from a teamwork and employee, employer, leader, whatever you want it, from that type of perspective? Where's an area that you can go ahead and make this better? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you give me a like and a comment and a share, but subscribe and hit the notification bell, okay? That's the most important thing, so that you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, click on the link below and I'll show you how to get started in your own wildly profitable online business, even if you've never succeeded at anything before, even if you've tried everything and failed. I got your back, all right? This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise, and I'll see you next time. Take care.